Greetings. Thank you to everyone for coming out to our year-end celebration. This is live MadLibs with the authors session 2. This event is brought to you by Strong Women, Strange Worlds, which is a group of authors supporting authors. Our mission is to elevate the voices of women and non-binary authors of science fiction, fantasy, and horror through events like our bi-monthly virtual quick read sessions. You can find out more about Strong Women, Strange Worlds by visiting our website, strongwomenstrangeworlds.weebly.com. I'm your host today, Kate Pope, and you can find out more about me and all the authors participating today in the handout we've prepared. It can be downloaded from our website, and we are going to send you a link to that handout via email after the party as well. Please note that recording of this session by the audience is not allowed, and recording of electronic communications, including Zoom meetings and webinars without permission, is illegal. We'll be utilizing the chat box in Zoom to solicit audience input during the session. You can also use it to provide applause and accolades to the author and chat with other audience members. So please click on that chat option in the Zoom toolbar to open the chat box. Here's how today's event will run. Oh, good. Whoever's dragoning, that's my sister. You can let her in. And actually, sorry, Anne, are you still here? Can you put up the slideshow, just for one quick second so I can see all of my beautiful authors? The one right before that, if Anita don't mind. Thank you, darling. All right, let's get going with the event. Here's how today's event will run. We have 4 authors presenting a unique version of their work. Tara Campbell, K.A. Huff, Emily Scofton, and Lorena Warnock. Each of them have allowed me to alter a scene they wrote and fill it in with gaps, but we need you, the audience, to fill those gaps in. Before we get too involved, let's meet the authors. Tara Campbell is a writer, teacher, Kimbilio Fellow, and fiction co-editor at Barrel House Magazine. We don't need to highlight her yet. She teaches flash fiction and speculative fiction and is the author of a novel, 2 hybrid collections of poetry and prose, and 2 short story collections. Her 6th book, City of Dancing Gargoyles, is forthcoming from SWSW in September 2024. K.A. Huff is a Canadian writer who balances her passion for exercise and science with her love of cookies and nonsense. She lives with her husband, 3 energetic kids, and a codependent dog. In her spare time, she writes essays, teaches boot camps in parks, and drinks tea. Emily C. Scofton is a speculative fiction writer, editor, graphic designer, and irony enthusiast. Her short story collection, Living Forever and Other Terrible Ideas, was published in 2020. Emily lives in Seattle with a furry house monster named Basilisk. She plays roller derby as V. Lucy Raptor, dabbles with taxidermy, and writes postcards to the void. Lorena Warnock is a neurodivergent writer with a disability who lives in Southern Oregon with her husband, 3 dogs, and a turtle older than she is. Her work has appeared or is forthcoming in Metastellar, Abyss and Apex, Stories We Tell After Midnight Volume 2, Space and Time Magazine, and others. All right, now you can stop screen sharing. Thank you so much. Within your Zoom controls, you see that chat option. If you have a question about anything, put it in the chat, but do make sure you have it set to everyone or at least me. And one last thing before we begin. I mentioned it earlier, but all blanks are going to be filled in by you, the audience. I'll be asking for suggestions for nouns, persons, places, things, or animals, verbs, action words, things you do, adjectives, words that describe or adverbs, words that describe or modify a verb, like cheerfully, angrily, daringly. Adjectives, words that describe a noun, like goopy, small, or excited, among other things. I'm going to be looking for that chat box for these suggestions, so make sure you have that set to everyone, or at least me. And I know I don't have to say this to you guys. I know you all already know it, but keep it appropriate. I'm not going to pick it if it's not appropriate. All right, are we ready now to properly get started? Let's start with me getting a little paranoid and saying, Tara, we can see my chat, right? Awesome. Perfect. Okay. So to get us started, we have Tara, and we need a noun, a person, a place, a thing, an animal. I like cobra right off the bat. Now we need a phrase of agreement, like, oh yeah. Don't pick oh yeah. We did that in the first one, so I'm not going to pick it again. I do like to mix it up. I like yupsy doodle. Now we need an adjective, a word that describes a noun. Goopy, small. Scrumptious is a good one. Crunchy is a good one. Let's do scrumptious now. We're going to save crunchy for later. Now we need an adverb, a word that describes a verb. Cheerfully, bubbly, hauntingly. Ooh, hauntingly. Let's be hauntingly. And now a verb ending in ing, an action word that is specifically an ing action word. I like stabbing. Stabbing is always fun. And that's on a recording too. Perfect. Now just a regular strength verb, doesn't need to end in ing. I see spring. I see jump. So let's say spring this time. Now a noun, another person, place, thing, animal, idea. Don't pick Ryan Seacrest. We did that before. Ooh, I do love lighthouse. Now a body part, an appropriate body part. Appropriate body part. Okay, I'm going to pick Achilles' heel because I was very frustrated about Achilles' heels the other day. Why not just hold one foot and then hold the other? I'm just saying. So we're going to do Achilles' heel. Nope. A unit of time, hour, minute, second, parsecond. I liked eon. That's always fun. Ooh, a jot is good too. If we have another one, I'm coming back to jot. Now, a past tense verb, an action you did previously. And I feel like there were some good action verbs up there. I like fluffed, but I also like snoozed. Let's fluff now, and we'll snooze later. And now a noun, another person, place, thing, or animal. And I appreciate cat o' nine tails because I feel like that's a very specific thing here. Cats o' nine tails. And a couple adjectives, words that describe nouns. So I'm trying to see. I saw bubbly before, and I did say we were coming back to crunchy. So let's do bubbly, and let's do crunchy. And now some plural nouns. And don't worry, guys. All of the ones you've been giving me here are going to come back. I sometimes like to scroll up. I do see space ducks. Space ducks sounds fun. And we're going to end with Tara's with an adjective, words that describe a noun. What have we got? Ooh, pecans. Some piquant little space ducks. Okay. First question, Tara. Does that feel like it matches everything? People who were here with session 1 can tell you I did have a couple leaks with that.
Yeah, I think we are on track.
All right, Tara. Are you ready to go? Do you need me to
I am ready.
Okay.
Yes, these are hilarious. So this is an excerpt from chapter 1 of my new novel, City of Dancing Gargoyles. And there are two gargoyles, E and M, and we're going to see how you affected their first scene here. All right, chapter 1. What is the point of a creature created for rain when there is no more rain? Do you remember, M asks, shoving another clawful of cobras away? And I say, youpsie doodle, without even needing to ask. What? I remember them well, the days when we didn't have to dig, when water came to us. With the next sweep of his claw, M uncovers a fat, scrumptious beetle. I snatch it up and hauntingly bite off half before placing the rest into his mouth. We roll the tiny burst of vitality on our tongues until every last molecule of liquid seeps into our stone, then exhale the rest in twin puffs of iridescent dust. Refreshed, I begin stabbing again. We used to just... He springs with his front paws, miming the torrents of rainwater we would simply allow to pass through us. I know, I say, now also imagining a storm. Lighthouses first trickling, then gushing down through my body, then the skies opening up with so much rain, water wells up behind me and overflows, spilling down my sides and over my Achilles heel, soaking in. Back then, we would stay damp for eons after the rain stopped. We actually fluffed the sun, craving its cat-o'-nine-tails after a downpour, back before basking became baking. M pokes a claw into a divot in the sand and pulls up another beetle. He gives it to me to bite in half. My eyesight is keener, my tongue bubbly, my teeth sharper, and he trusts me. When we were still up on the church tower, I was around the corner for him, protected from the worst of the sun and sandblasting wind, so I've retained more of my crunchy features. M's hearing, however, is still keen, and he's the one who had the space ducks, a foretaste of the crumbling, the falling, the long, piquant future before us. More than a century ago, he began foretelling these dusty days of want. And because I trust him too, we prepared, looking out from our perches to the north and the west, planning where we might go.
Fantastic. Thank you,
Thank
Tara.
you.
And you said this was from your forthcoming book. Do you want to give us a plug? Local bookstores, where can we get it?
Yes, so this came out in September. So when I wrote the blurb, it was forthcoming, but it is out now. City of Dancing Gargoyles from Santa Fe Writers Project, SFWP. And I will put my website in the chat. You can get it from anywhere books are sold. And yeah, thank you.
And I mean, it'll be on that handout that everybody's going to get emailed to them. Look at that. Look at that little plug I put in. All right. Thank you, Tara. Next, we're going to have K.A. On the spotlights. Oh, good. And Tara already took your spotlight off. Love it. Okay. Okay. Hey. All right, my friends.
Hello. We can't hear you, Kate. Is this where I feel the silence with
maybe
a joke?
Am I back?
Okay, you're
Yay!
back.
My headset
okay, good, because I wasn't good at that.
Didn't need to work. All right, friends, I am back. We're going to start off with an appropriate body part. And I feel like I saw like spleen last time. Let's do spleen this time. I'd like an internal organ sometime. Now another unit of time. Eon we won't pick. I'm going to scroll back up. What kind of fun eons? I saw microsecond before. So let's do that. Last.
Again, Kate, we can't hear you.
Oh, well, now can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Now I have to do some sort of headset. Oh, Lord. Okay, can you guys hear me still?
Yes.
Okay, and KA said something, so
I said yes.
well, I had to make sure I could hear you.
Okay.
Okay, I apologize, guys. My headset decided to give up the ghost because why not? All right, so we have slept as our first past tense verb. Now I would like a second oh, I saw glimmered. Thank you, Tara. A regular verb. Nobody say mute because that will hurt my feelings. Teleport. Teleport is
Hold up. Sorry, I'm just looking at my list. It doesn't match yours. So there's only one
yes,
past tense
sorry.
verb.
Because the second one was adverb maybe, and we thought that maybe it should be a past tense verb instead.
Nope.
Adjective?
This is, so I've got body part, unit of time, past tense verb, adjective.
Yes, I think that adjective is actually a past tense verb.
Okay.
I know. This is, guys, I still don't know my nouns from my verbs, but just to be safe, let's give me an adjective that's going to go where that past tense verb is, just in case. I see, so give me something that describes a noun. Pink. Okay, so KA, when we get to it, if glimmered doesn't fit, put in pink.
Okay.
Because
Thank you.
that's just how my brain works. So now we need a verb, and I feel like I had one, and then, oh yes, we're gonna do teleport. And now I need an emotion, happy, sad, constipated. Ooh, hangry is good. Exhausted is horribly appropriate for my life. Let's do, frazzled. Also appropriate. Now a verb ending in ing, something that happens to yourself. We did slept, so I'm not gonna do sleeping. I kind of like fountaining, but I also like fling. We'll hold fling for later. And now another emotion. We did frazzled before. Let's do hangry this time. And now I need a location. It can be a more general place like the moors. It could be a very specific place. It could be the Walmart off I-427. Let's see here. Do love a Waffle House. Let's put it in Waffle House. It's not a Waffle House, guys. It's a Waffle Home. Now I need an amount of time. We've already had a unit of time. Let us now have an amount of time, like 1 hour, 7 days, 864,593,212 seconds. You know what? 42 seconds is good because it gets the best, you know, the answer to the life, the universe, and everything.
Yep.
And a past tense verb. Let's scroll up. I'm going to grab a past tense verb from before. I said, well, fling isn't. Let's do flung this time because we were going to do fling later. So now we will do flung. And now I need a noun, person, place, thing, animal, thoughts, idea, rainbow. Rainbow is good. Hopefully. This is the fun thing about this is I have zero memory of KA's bit. So like this could all be very interesting. Now we need a plural noun. So I'm going to pull one of these nouns. Ooh. Good. I like crows. We have a rainbow and a crow. Well, several crows. Corgis is good. We'll do it later. If you need KA to make it a murder of crows, if that fills your heart with more joy, you're the author here. Now I need another adjective, a word that describes a noun. Ooh, tawdry, right off the bat. Now, we're doing one exclamation, and KA, you're adding it in 3 times. So a nice, big, fun exclamation. I'm not picking ho, because we're not saying it all in one quick succession, probably. I do kind of like egads. Egads is good. Ooh, jumping Jehoshaphat is also good. No, let's do egads. And I think if you look, you understand how that, perfect. And we are going to end appropriately, again, with an article of clothing, something you would wear on yourself, something near you. We did corsets earlier, or else I'd pick it again. You know what? Let's get a little festive. I saw Santa hats. Just because you've got one on your head. Okay. And now I'm going to talk for a couple seconds while KA finishes putting everything in. Are we ready?
We're ready.
All right. Take it away.
Okay. So this is a scene from Ground Control, which is a speculative fiction novel about a woman who has to follow her husband on a shuttle to Mars, and it's a one-way trip. So this is the scene that they're just starting to take off. Sarah felt a hand touch her spleen. Still a microsecond to go. She could hear Maggie chattering away behind her. She reached her own hand back to hold onto Grant's knee. She slept. At the briefing, blast off had been likened to a plane taking off. This is much worse than a plane taking off. The shuttle was shuddering in pink, the engines screaming, even before they started to teleport. Sarah wanted to feel frazzled about being deceived, but was pressed back too hard into her seat, fountaining Jack's dirty little hand too tightly, and yelling over the din that it was going to be fine. Her chest was tight, her eyes wide, but she couldn't turn her head enough to see out the window again. She was too scared to feel hangry. She was too excited. She was actually going to Waffle House. It's like, you've made it so much better. In less than 42 seconds, everything suddenly went quiet. Jack's water tube flung away from its clip, and his face split into the biggest grin she had ever seen. Outside the window was black, dotted with infinite pinpricks of rainbow. It would still take another 3 hours or so to dock with the large shuttle. Another one before the murder of crows opened, and they could step foot on their new home. The earth was right there, tawdry and shining, but separate. Apart. So what do you think? Behind her, she could hear Grant's smile in his voice. Egads, breathed Maggie. So egads, Jack said. She wasn't sure if what he could see. She wasn't sure what, if anything, he could see without a Santa hat. Sarah couldn't stop from smiling, even as tears gathered in the corners of her eyes. Yeah, she agreed. Pretty egads.
Oh my God.
Thank you very much.
She was actually going to Waffle House.
The Waffle House is the, yeah.
Please rewrite Ground Control and just like make it drunk people at like midnight going like, we can go to Waffle House.
No coming back. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you, KA.
Thank you.
And moving on, we are going to go to Emily next. Let me see if oh, there you are. Hey, girl. And spotlight. Move spotlight. All right. We are going to get started here. Another noun, a person, place, thing, animal, idea. Parasol right off the bat. Let's just go. Truffle pig. Hold that one on to later. Okay, and now we need a location. We were not going to pick, unfortunately, not everybody can go to Waffle House. So we need a different location. It's not Waffle House. I'm trying to, like, again, like, I don't really remember things, but I kind of vaguely remember. And I feel, I am so torn between Florida Walmart and a third location. So Emily, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Would you like it to be a Florida Walmart or just a third location?
I think the Walmart's funnier, probably.
Okay, perfect. So it's gonna be a Florida Walmart. Now we need a verb ending in ing. Grinning. Grinning is good. Rafting, spilling. I'm gonna go sneaking. Sneaking is good.
Now we need another location. Maybe this one should be the third location. Although a kangaroo pocket. Let's do kangaroo pocket. If I can type, it's very difficult for me. Now I'd like an adjective, a word that describes a noun. I did slimy earlier. I'm not doing slimy again. I do like bleary. And a noun, nope, did moist was already as well. Y'all should come to session 1. That's where we did slimy and moist. I like a crowbar. I like a crowbar. And now I need an amount of times. Once, twice, 617 times. 50 times, 11. Mistake plus 11 gets you home by 7. 11 million. I do sort of love, but you know, I'm gonna go with a little bit more reasonable. It feels like 2,468 times, please. 2,468 times. An appropriate body part. Optic nerve is good. Tailbone is good. Rib cage is good. Oh, so many good ones. I'm not going to pick nostril because we did nostril in session 1, which is Ken. That's on you guys for not showing up all day, for not spending your entire day here with us. Let's do uvula. That's a little like dangly thing. And now a verb ending in ing. I did like spelunking from earlier. So we're gonna just spelunk again. Thank you, Elizabeth Davis, for already looking. Now we need a past tense verb. Goodness. Gordon, I am just enchanted by your word. But I'm not gonna pick waffle. That's too close to Waffle House, guys. It's not near me. You're making me hungry and it makes me sad. Stop with the food, guys. I'm gonna go with, you know what? I'm gonna go with pickled. Because I do like pickles and I have pickles. Ooh, kebabbed. Guys, seriously. I already ate too. Come on. Verb ending in ing. If anybody says pickling or waffling. Snuffling. I like snuffling. Another appropriate body part. We've already had a uvula. So now we're going to look for a non-uvual. We're going to pinky toe. Terry, you were here for pinky toe too. Come on, girl. I like shin bone. I feel like that sort of juxtaposes nicely. Shin bone. A plural noun. Let's see what kind of nouns we have up here. I did say we were coming back to... I'm not picking toots. I did say we were coming back to truffle pigs, so let's do some truffle pigs. A past tense verb, an action done a while ago. Snarfed. Elongated. Elongated is good. And we're going to finish it off with a number, not 2,468. We already did 42, so we're not going to put that in. Let's see what else we got. 80. You know what, Gordon? You're welcome. 8011. I remember that line, so enjoy 8011 for that finishing touch. All right, Emily, are you ready to
Yep, I think I got it.
Your beauty here?
Yes. All right. This is like partway through a story that's in my collection of short stories. So here we go. On a parasol much like Earth, I retired to a monastery in a Florida Walmart of orange and violet blooms, devoting my life to the selective sneaking of ever more potent hallucinogenic spores. It was toward the end of this life that I first applied for membership in the collective. The collective is, well, to be honest, I didn't entirely understand it. I guess it's similar to the old Earth concept of heaven or kangaroo pocket, except that it's also a machine intelligence. It is bleary, and it is where souls go when they are ready to rest, and it is said to be a state of ineffable joy, incomprehensible to those on the outside. I brought my crumbling body into the temple and interfaced for the first time with the crowbar. The spores were kicking in, the strain we called dusk, which each acolyte ingested only 2,468 times, if ever. Figures danced through the candlelit room, and my head spun. I sank to my uvula. I felt the pressure waves of giant wings beating, my flockmates from 2 lives back spelunking me home from school. I pickled the bulbous, bobbing heads of the river cephalopods I'd hunted as a refugee in the Soren system in the life before that. Actually, that could work. My partner's tentacles from Roptrango M wrapped around me, stinging for one delicious instant. And I heard a booming voice. The collective? Entry not permitted. Application incomplete. I tried to stand, but 4 of my 6 shin bones had gotten numb, and I only stumbled before snuffling back to the stone floor. What do you mean? The words flickered in time with the truffle pigs. Was their light dimming? Soul incomplete. How can that be? I elongated. How can that be? I elongated. You were 1, but now are 8011. Leave it to the interface of a mystical computer afterlife to be cryptic.
Beautiful. I will confess, I remembered that it was going to be something like heaven, and I got my Florida Walmart and my kangaroo pocket confused.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It was like heaven or a Florida Walmart. All right. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
All right. We are going to end with Lorena. Add spotlights. All right, Lorena. Let us get started with an adjective, a word that describes a noun. What is this thing in the corner? Ooh, Edwardian. I like Edwardian. That's fun. Oh no. My tab thingy is all messed up here. All right, so we're going to start with Edwardian. That is not how typing works. And now we need a unit of time, minute, hour, second. I feel like we've done really big and we've done really little. I like a heartbeat. It's kind of it's a little out there. And now an adjective, a word that describes a noun. Plague-ridden is great. And now I need a couple of nouns, please. Ooh, Twisty's good. I might save. Screaming hairy armadillo. Beautiful. That's not how one spells armadillo, but you get the idea. Another noun, I'm looking through, I'm seeing some really good ones. I like octopus. I like the juxtaposition of the screaming armadillo and the octopus. And now an appropriate body part. I know I don't have to tell you guys every time, but I'm going to tell you every time. Third eye. Ooh, vestigial. I already did hair follicle, Liz. You should have come this morning. Trying to think. I like third eye. I like third eye. And a number, please. 1/2. We're gonna do 1/2. A noun, if you don't mind. I'm gonna scroll through and see if I can find any good nouns that have been hanging out before that I've missed. I like hot air balloon. Hot air balloon sounds like a fun noun. And now I need either like a department or a job. And Lorena, you're going to make this fit however it needs to, you know. So sanitation, fringe engineering, section chief. I like sanitation. Sanitation sounds like it could be really fun. Chief cat herder is another good one. Actually, if we have time, I'll come back to that one. They're a little bonus. All right, now I need an adjective, please. A word that describes a noun. Glorious. Nah. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can see something that feels splendiferous. I like snuggly. Snuggly little sanitation worker. Maybe. Now I'd like a food, please. Something you would eat. Nobody say Waffle House because it will make me cry. Plus, we already did Waffle House. Not doing hot dogs. I kind of like schnitzel. Schnitzel's an interesting one. Strudel is good. Yeah, let's do schnitzel. And now, that's also not how one spells schnitzel, but that's okay. Can I get a noun, please? Person, place, thing, animal, idea. You know what? Fine, Kay. The noun is going to be noun. Because technically a noun is a noun. It's a thing. A verb. Nobody say verbing. Because that is not a thing. All right, let's see what we've got here. And I'm going to scroll up, see if I can find one that was really good that we missed earlier. I saw snorkeling way long ago. We're gonna do snorkeling, although I do like caroling, but we've already had a Santa hat. Let's not get too festive. Snorkeling. Still not how one spells that. It's fine. I don't have to spell correctly. That's not my job. That's your job. Now I'd love a noun, please. I like, you know what? Earlier I saw Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. And a job, I did say I was going to come back to chief cat herder. I don't have to spell. It's really not my job. I'm terrible at it. And finally, a location that is not a Florida Walmart, that is not Waffle House. I do like, I like a rip in the space-time continuum. I was going to go with Timbuktu, but we're going to end with a rip in the space-time continuum. Who would guess continuum would have two U's in it? All right. Lorena, thumbs up?
I'm ready.
All right. I am so excited for this one.
Okay, so this is a scene from my short story Fringe Benefits, which was published in The Dread Machine and is available online. So the stakes are the same every year. The fastest 5 survivors of the company picnic game get a year of Edwardian vacation to rest, rent a pet, maybe find a spouse. Everyone else keeps up their 70 heartbeats a week. Non-participants, well, it's a bad idea to call in plague-ridden. The alternative games are worse. At least here you've got a chance. I'm putting my all into it this year. I need a screaming hairy armadillo, I haven't been able to focus. I barely finished producing the Newer You Octopus campaign commercials, and I think Lucinda's perfect third eye had more to do with its success than I did. I've been working out daily for half a month. There's no way to beat Samantha in hot air balloon management, but I should be able to eke past Mike in sanitation. Bailey in logistics won't be much competition since the accident a couple weeks ago. I refuse to engage in cheating, but can't say I'm snuggling someone else did. The picnic is all potato salad, schnitzel, and gossip for the first couple hours. Finally, Cedric, the CEO, clangs a small noun. I'm not the only one surprised when he announces Lucinda will snorkel this year. Last month marked their 10th wedding anniversary. Until the marketing Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh, she didn't have much to do with company business. But I knew she was a perfect toothpaste chief cat herder the first time I saw her smile. I discovered the rest of her perfections later. Thank God for late nights in the rip in the space-time continuum.
Beautiful. Thank you. That was really good. All right. We have a couple more minutes before I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and everyone is just going to have to look at me for a little bit. Well, that is not quite all the time we have, but before we get to my last little bit, I did want to take a moment, take a break, and say thank you so much to everyone who came out today. A special, huge thank you to everyone that has been here with us all day. I know we've said it a couple of times, but I do want to again plug our coffee link. It is a way for you to support us if you like what you've seen, if you like these quick reads that we have done, if you want to help us out a little bit. Every little bit helps keep the proverbial lights on. Everything helps keep us to have these great quick reads. Speaking of that, our next quick read is going to be January 18th. You can pre-register with that little link that I dropped in there. But now, with our last couple of minutes, I wanted to talk about how not all of our strong women are on this strange world. Well, they all are, but there are a lot of strong women that came before us that we know would love to be part of this if they weren't before us. So our last little Mad Lib today is going to be coming from the late great Evelyn E. Smith. She was an American writer of science fiction and mysteries, as well as a compiler of crossword puzzles. She regularly published short stories and novelettes in such publications as Galaxy Science Fiction. Smith is best known, however, for her Miss Melville mystery series, which chronicles the exploits of a middle-aged socialite turned assassin. So we have a little piece from her. I'm not sharing my screen because I just have it all typed up. You guys are going to fill in these blanks, and then we will find out how Evelyn could have written. I'm trying to remember the name of it. The Princess and something. This is the problem. The Princess and the Physicist. So we're going to start off with a job or a title. Don't pick princess. Don't pick physicist because that's right there in the name, and that's less fun. So Queen and Doctor, a little too on the nose, guys. This is Rodeo Cowboy. That is more like blacksmith. We'll come back to that if we need another one. And now I need a unit of time, a day, a month, a week, a second, a heartbeat, a smidge, a fortnight. Let's do, I think a parsec is distance. Let's do solar year. And now I'd love an adjective, please. A thing that describes a noun. Sparkly. And a noun, a person, place, thing, animal, idea. Let's Let's do Frankenstein. I like Frankenstein. I would love another noun. I'm just going to pick from the list you guys are giving me. And let's go with a shrubbery. We demand a shrubbery. An appropriate body parts. What sort of body parts? I feel like we've done sort of the ins and the outs. We've done his... I like spinal cord. Yes, thank you. I've always said that weenus is the not inappropriate, kind of inappropriate. We have two body parts. I'm going to do spinal cord first. We'll do weenus here. Lord. Now I'd like a plural noun between our body parts. And I saw gang earlier. Let's do gangs. I'm not doing weenuses. Pissy corgis. All right, we're going to do gangs here. And now I'd like a singular one. Let's do corgi, because I've seen corgi a couple of times. And now I need a number. It's like an order word. So 2nd, 5th, 19th, 1st. What do we got? 91st. I like 91st. I do also like penultimate. Let's do 91st. That's a fun one. Plus, I can just put in the numbers. Now, I'd like a noun, please. Person, place, thing, idea, etc., etc., etc. You know the drill. 11D is funny. Chuck Norris. Now, an adjective, please. A word that describes a noun. Clever. Clever is good. Alien is also good. Alien kind of works for both. Pit crusty made me go, ugh, so we'll use it. And one more adjective, please. And let me just look and see what we've got. I like hot with the WT because that's always fun. And we are going to end with a plural noun, please. Last one of the whole kit and caboodle. I like marsupials. All right. So here we are. This is kind of The Princess and the Physicist by Evelyn E. Smith. The king and the rodeo cowboy conferred together in whispers. Zen wished he could join them, but he couldn't materialize on that plane without incense, and he preferred his subjects not to know that he could be invisibly present, especially on his solar year off. Of course, his immaterial omnipresence was part of the sparkly dogma, but there's a big difference between accepting a concept on a basis of faith or on a proven Frankenstein. Curious researchers, the king said, emerging from the shrubbery, that both require physics and anthropology. Yes, said Kendrick, they are rather involved at that. Peter Hammond shuffled his spinal cord. Perhaps some of our gangs might be of assistance to you, the king suggested. They may not have your science, but they are very adept with their weenus. I hate you. Our research is rather limited in Corgi, Kendrick assured him. We can do everything needful quite adequately ourselves. All we need is a place in which to do it. You shall have our 91st best palace, the king said graciously. It has both hot and cold water laid on, as well as central Chuck Norris. We brought along our own crusty laboratory, Kendrick explained. We just want a spot to set it up. Lexu sighed. The royal parks are at your disposal. You will undoubtedly require servants? We have a robot, thanks. A robot is a hot man who does all our housework, Hammond, more courteous than his superior, explained. Zen wondered how he could ever have felt a moment's uneasiness concerning these wonderful marsupials. All right, and that is our last little bit. So again, I would love to say thank you to everybody for coming out, and especially big thank you to everyone that has come out for multiple sessions, anyone that was here the whole day. This was truly a blast. It's my favorite thing that we do every year, and I'm so glad that you guys continue to show up. You continue to support us, again, with our coffee link, with signing up for our newsletter, with signing up for our quick reads, with buying the books and supporting the authors that are coming out here, especially supporting our volunteers as they work tirelessly. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.